Ken Whiting here with another channel / personal update from the trail, not from the water still, but some really great news that I have about the shoulder and how soon you might see me filming from the water again. But first, a quick happy Thanksgiving to all those in the US watching, all of you in Canada watching. Well, a very belated Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. For those who don't know, Canada celebrates its Thanksgiving. You know, we celebrate it in the second Monday of October, so usually around mid-October. I'm not sure if the rest of the world and when the rest of the world celebrates Thanksgiving. Is it just a North American thing? Let me know in a comment down below. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving in advance. Second quick thing is I just released a new type of video on my new channel, Ken Whiting Adventures. If you haven't checked out that YouTube channel, then now is a good time to do it. The video is a director's cut of, well, that's me, the director, of my Petawawa River adventure. It was what was supposed to be a week-long adventure down the Petawawa River, a challenging multi-day whitewater river in Algonquin Park, turned into a 5-day solo adventure, one of the most amazing trips I've ever done, both beautiful, solitary, and challenging. Some really big, challenging days. Anyway, you can watch the whole adventure on the new channel, a special director's cut version, and it just went live right about now. So go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description box, of course. Now, diving right into this, the main reason for this update, after my past two updates, you know, where I explained the situation I've encountered with my shoulder after doing a big, long story about how I got the shoulder injury, but my shoulder reached a breaking point this summer during a pretty epic sea kayaking trip on Lake Superior, thanks to some challenging conditions. And I just put my shoulder over the edge. A hurt shoulder, pushed it over the edge. That hurt. I didn't think it would be as big of an issue as it has been. Oh. But it's been almost 4 months, and well, things finally took a major turn. You know, really, for the first 3 months, the shoulder just went from being a real problem to just locking down. Like, I had so much inflammation from the rotator cuff tears, the tendinosis, and that the shoulder just it just locked down. I lost a ton of range of motion. I got to a point where I was around 35-40% of my normal range of motion in the shoulder. A lot of just ongoing pain all the time. It just ached, and that was punctuated by some quite intense impingement pain that would happen, you know, at the worst times. It was happening a couple times a day, and it was a tough time. You know, I have a whole new appreciation for people who deal, because there's so many people I've learned from all the comments that have been left that have dealt with these types of shoulder issues, and they're no small thing. It turned into a bit of a frozen shoulder too. You never know how big of an issue the frozen shoulder will be, where the capsule of the shoulder starts actually freezing and stops the actual shoulder from actually moving. It's a scary road, especially for someone like me who makes a living off of paddling, and it's my passion on top of that. It's what I love to do. It's a scary thing, not knowing how long it's going to take to get better and if it's ever going to get fully better. But craziest thing happened about 2 to 3 weeks ago. Over about 48 hours. This is after the shoulder's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And over 48 hours, 72 hours maybe, the shoulder just relaxed. The tendinosis, which was definitely now the biggest issue, causing the most pain and causing the whole shoulder to just lock down. And well, it just dissipated. It just, that inflammation finally went away, and the shoulder just completely relaxed with it. And I went, in those 2 to 3 days, I went from walking on eggshells with my shoulder, not being able to do anything significant with it, to feeling like all of a sudden it was a different shoulder and that I didn't have to tiptoe around with it. And the pain just virtually disappeared. There was no aching anymore. The risk of impingement was gone. I just knew, hey, I don't have to worry about getting those dreaded impingement pains. It's just, the shoulder just relaxed, and my range of motion in those couple of days went from about 35-40% to back up to like 75%. It was this massive transformation. And you can imagine the transformation mentally that came with that too. It was just a huge sense of relief. And since that time, I've been, over the past couple of weeks, I've just been pushing it. It's been about 3 weeks actually, by the time you see this. And I've started to push the shoulder, and I've been doing real weights and building the strength back up and pushing the range of motion, stretching it as much as I comfortably can, and doing things that I never even considered trying during the painful 3 months. Things like push-ups. And my gosh, I was surprised how much strength I had lost, but I'm quickly getting the strength back. And every couple days I'm able to do more push-ups, and I'm just feeling better and stronger and slowly gaining range of motion. There's no doubt it's going to be a long road still until I have 100% range of motion and 100% strength, and it feels rock solid. But I now feel pretty darn confident, don't need surgery, and through physiotherapy, through just patience and hard work, I can get this shoulder back and fully operational within, I'm guessing I'll be 100%, I'm hoping, within 6 months. That's my best guess, just listening to my body right now. But I mean, this is uncharted waters. We'll soon find out, and I'll keep you posted along the way about how it all goes. Now, I think, in terms of what I did over this chunk of time to help it get to this point, now that I can look back on that stage, that really painful stage I was at with so much inflammation, I think that, this is not an expert's opinion. This is my opinion based on how my body has responded and how, just listening to my body. And I think the biggest thing was being patient, not pushing whatsoever. If I felt something was painful to do, I'd stop it. Pain is not the friend of inflammation. It's the enemy of inflammation, and that's what I needed to get rid of. I knew I needed to knew the shoulder needed to relax, and I had to be patient. And what that meant was almost doing nothing with the shoulder. Now, the tricky thing about shoulders is you can't just immobilize it and do nothing completely, because that is a perfect recipe for developing a frozen shoulder. That's why shoulders rarely get immobilized. But I couldn't do much without it flaring up even worse, causing great discomfort and being a problem for 2 to 3 days until it relaxed again. Anytime I tried to push it a little bit, it would do that. And so I just had to just take it easy and really not do anything. Even a lot of the exercises the physiotherapist gave me, I would do them I'd try them. If it didn't work, back off and do as much as I could, expecting very little. But on top of that, the one thing that I did religiously was walk like this every day. I was hiking, and still am, about 5 to 7 miles, or a bit more than that, 5 to 8 miles a day at a good, crisp pace to get the heart rate going, to get the blood flowing, because blood flow that's how your body heals. That's a big part of it, is getting blood to pumping through those body parts. And so but it wasn't just the blood pumping, it was the swinging of the arm. That swinging motion is providing just a little bit of traction on the arm to help maintain some of its range of motion without being too harsh, and it just kept it moving. And that's in a very mellow but controlled, mellow, and active way. That's hard to describe, but I really think that being super patient, not pushing it, and doing a ton of hiking and just mellow swinging of the arm was the key to getting to that breaking point where the shoulder just relaxed. Anyway, I tell you that because with the hopes that could be helpful to people out there who are going through these things. Definitely what I've learned is there's so many wonderful comments, people sharing their experiences and suggestions with me. And what I learned from reading them all is that shoulder is it's a complicated joint, and there's so many different things you can do to it to injure it. And so there's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all cure or physio solution. It comes down to customizing the solution for you. But I think, that concept of just being patient, not pushing it too much, letting the shoulder, giving it time to relax, even though sometimes it might seem like it'll never happen. I think that's probably something that applies to a lot of shoulder injuries, not to mention other joints in the body, and the activity, the moderate, I should say, activity, the hiking, doing something that gets the blood pumping, but gets the joint moving a little, not in a painful way, but just promotes light motion. I think that's in a lot of cases that's a good recipe to follow. Anyway, there you go, my latest update. A very happy one for me. I actually thought very strongly about doing this update from the water, taking my first paddle strokes. I think I'm there where I can actually, not do anything significant, but I think I can safely do some paddling. But you know what, I've got another meeting appointment with my physio in 2 days, and I'm gonna wait until I see him again and get his nod of approval before I do that. Going back to what I was saying before, don't push it. There's no reason. Waiting another week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks at this point, it doesn't matter. It's so worth it if it means getting to 100% fix faster. So there you go. Another update from the trail. Thank you all again for all the just wonderful comments and all the support, encouragement, and the appreciation you've shown for the content that I've created over the years. It's been really pretty overwhelming, and I thank you. Thank you. And do check out the new director's cut on my new channel. If you haven't checked out my new channel already, the Ken Whiting Adventures, it's my channel that's now going to be dedicated to adventure content and adventure content only, whereas the instructional and gear reviews are going to stay here. So check out the channel, my Lake Superior trip, and check out the new director's cut of the Petawawa river trip. It's kind of video where, whether you've seen the original adventure videos or not, I think you'll appreciate. There's more information, more insights into the trip, and love to hear what you think of it. See if it's the kind of video that I should keep doing. That's all for me right now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon for another paddling tip or gear review on this channel, or another paddling adventure on Ken Whiting Adventures.